beautiful part of Victoria. Tell me a little bit about your farm.
We're set on 400 acres here in beautiful, rich volcanic soil, located just out of Colac, near the Buller factory. I'm a 6th generation dairy farmer milking 250 cows.
It's a lot of cows.
Yeah.
Being a dairy farmer is hard work. I mean, you're starting at 5 a.m, maybe earlier, finishing at 8 o'clock, and even just seeing you then calling the cows, it's such a beautiful thing to see. Why do you change over the paddock, so it starts from that paddock over there to this one?
Just to give them a new fresh paddock every day so that they can enjoy the best quality grass they can. Sky!
So Dave, tell me a little bit about the process. I guess it all starts right here in the paddock, lush green grass.
That's right. The cows graze the grass every day and they get milked twice a day every day, which then get sent to the factory, which is turned into premium quality cream within hours of being collected from the cow.
Hours, that's all it takes.
Yep.
So freshness is the key to the best quality product, I guess.
That's right.
Nice one. These girls look pretty happy behind me. Happy cows, delicious milk.
That's right.
It was so nice to meet Dave on his beautiful dairy farm, so passionate about the milk that then gets turned into this beautiful cream from Buller. And I'm going to be using Buller's sour cream to make a gorgeous dip. This is such a party favourite and it feeds quite a lot of people. So we want to start with a small amount of cream cheese. So I've just got about 100 grams of cream cheese and I've brought it to room temperature. Into this you can add many different flavours as the base. So I'm keeping mine very simple with some spinach and some canned tuna and capers. And I love the addition of capers because we're going to get a pop of saltiness. So I'm just going to pop them on my board first and just roughly chop them. The idea here is to get everything quite small so when you serve the dip it's quite easy to serve to your guests. So just roughly chop them and straight in with the cream cheese, along with some Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard has a really nice piquancy. It's not spicy at all, but it does give it a wonderful savoury flavour. So we're going to add that. And some tuna, and you don't need too much tuna here. We just want about half a can. And by all means, if you want to keep this 100% vegetarian, leave the tuna out. The spinach and sour cream as is just delicious too. Okay. Just grab a whisk and start to break up that cream cheese and then give this a really good whisk until it's fluffy. And you can see that's happening now. See how smooth it is too? That's what we're after. Now for a few extra ingredients, our spinach. Now this is just some English spinach, so in with that. I just love the speckles of green in here too, it looks fantastic. And then some herbs, you can add whatever herbs you like. I'm using a combination of soft herbs, some chives, a little dill, and good old parsley. So I like to just bunch it up like so, and then we'll just finely chop it. Okay, into the bowl. For some acidity, some lemon, and I love the addition of lemon juice and zest to keep it really fresh. So zest in first, and we'll just grate that straight into the bowl. Okay, we'll cut that in half, and we'll give that a good squeeze. Oh, it smells so good. Some seasoning, a small pinch of salt, the tuna's salty enough and the capers, so not too much. Some freshly cracked pepper, great. And now for the sour cream. Now I love having sour cream in the fridge for dips like this on standby. It's got this wonderful tang and lightness to it. And of course the creaminess really makes this an exceptional dip. So I'm going to add 1 tub of the sour cream. I'm going to fold it in, have a taste of it, and we may need a little more. So just use a spoon here just to delicately fold that through. Keep folding that sour cream in with our tuna and cream cheese. That is looking so yummy, so lush. Okay, that is done. I need to have a taste just to make sure everything is correct. Ooh, That is so good. Now, to really make it into that traditional cob dip, we need a large cob. So I want to take the top off it. It's best to use a serrated knife for this, and just place your hand on top. And we want to take just the right amount off to form almost like a top of a bowl. So if I take this off, and don't waste that, keep that, you can make into croutons. And speaking of croutons, what I like to do is take the inside of the bread out. So when you do this, you want to leave it in big fluffy chunks like this. And of course, I don't have an oven with me here, but what you do is place this onto a tray, oil and salt the croutons, and cook them until they're really, really crispy. And here's some that I've done a little earlier, and this is part of the dish. So you want crispy croutons to serve with it. And I love the two textures. Of course, if you didn't want to do this step, you could just serve it with the bread inside. It's up to you if you want to do that extra step. So once we've hollowed this out, we'll place it back onto the platter. And we want to add some crudité with this. So I have a combination of carrots, and crudité essentially is lots of different vegetables to go with the dip. And have a look at these radishes. They are so fresh. I just love this variety that has the pink and the white, and it makes such a great addition to this. Now you can leave them whole. These little small ones I'll leave whole. The larger ones I'm going to cut in half. Just easier to plate up, and leave the stalks on it because I just think it's a lovely addition. It really makes the dish stand out. So onto our platter, this large one we'll cut in half, and we'll leave these ones whole too. Those croutons that I've pre-cooked, we'll place them in and around. I just love all these colours. And finally, some cucumbers. Now I've got these gorgeous little snack cucumbers. They're the perfect size, and you can see that they're just right as is, so you can just dip into our sour cream dip. So we'll place a generous amount of those onto our platter. Okay, now for our dip. We're going to place this into our cob loaf, and you really want to pile it up so it's quite generous. And just with the back of your spoon, just make sure that it's looking quite smooth, like so. This is so old school, and I think that's what I love about it. It reminds me of so many different parties. Going to my friend's house, they'd serve this and everyone would tuck in and absolutely love it. You can garnish it maybe with a little sprig of dill over the top, some extra virgin olive oil, drizzle. And that is the ultimate party starter, sour cream dip in a cob loaf. And don't forget, this cob loaf here is not only acting as a bowl for our delicious sour cream dip, you can also pull that apart right at the end. So delicious. Enjoy.